Welcome back to the #1 podcast in skateboarding, brought to you by the #1 shoe in skateboarding,
Vans, baby.
Off the wall since 1960, motherfucking 6. Man, when I promised the people some off-season content, it happens, man. Here we are, back. Our second little piece of off-season content, a little post office and rundown for the people.
Hold on, was that a shot at me?
No, well, maybe, but you've organized all of the off-season content, so it's like you've done the work for me. So more of a thank you than a shot.
Okay.
Ghost, why are we here, man?
Well, you made a huge promise and you came through, but also, you know what I'm saying, we mentioned it on our catch-up with Mike Mo. We got some new Bunt gear coming soon this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? February 22nd, peep the new hat. 7 p.m. EST, but also in skate shops across Canada and the United States. Menu Skate Shop, 9 times Calgary, a Drift Skate Shop, Paul Mile, Working Class. So hyped for all our homies to grab it. And of course, if you're in the States, Zoomies all across the land and select Zoomies in Canada. So get there while you can.
Hell yeah, man. Support those local skate shops in Canada. You know, it was just skate shop day. Big shout out to the big homie, Jim T. Love you, dog. And we're going to do a little off-season post office because we're here, you know. It's this is what we do. So, Ghost, the post office, brought to you by our good friends over at Dickies Skateboarding, quality workwear since 1922. Who we got up first?
All right, first up, we got an email from, I'm sure this is his real name, Poopy McPiss. Who is a skater you think is severely underrated? In my opinion, Frankie Heck is super underrated, and I don't understand the whole expedition falling out.
This is a question, you know, everybody's going to have their own answer, rightfully so. Every city, town, whatever, has someone out there ripping who's severely underrated. There's just too many good people at skateboarding right now. But I'm going to go with Alex Midler, my dog. Future Sodi, if everything works out for him. Can't wait to get him on the pod. Yeah, man, Alex Midler. For a while, he had 0 sponsors. The guy kickback lipped a double kink in fucking whatever, Buster Bale. The guy's unstoppable. Yeah, I see him wearing Vans shoes. This is a Vans podcast. We need to cut the check for Alex Midler. Happy he's on Disorder. Can't wait to get him on the pod, like I said.
Hell yeah, Alex, you heard it here first, man. You're coming on the pod this season. All right, I'm going to go with... also, though, I agree. Don't know what happened with Expedition and Frankie, but love Frankie and also hope to get him on the pod this season. I'm going to go with Noah Naif, Australian, Ripper, Down Under. One of my favorites. Amazing style, perfect trick selection, style Hesh, Nar, I don't even know. He's got it all.
He does it all.
He's that dude, and I can't wait for another part. So, Noah Naif. And maybe we'll get him on the pod too one day, for fuck's sakes.
April full length, man. You know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Shane's teasing it a little bit now that we got in his head. Eh?
Yeah.
See what we did?
Yeah, real shit.
All right, next up, we've got a question from Michael Morey. Sup, fellas? I'll try to keep this brief. I was born in Detroit, and I'm a die-hard Detroit sports fan. Hopefully this is being read after the Lions' first Super Bowl win. This is an old email, but we had to get to it because we love our Detroit fans.
Oh, shit.
My mom is from Toronto, and having spent months of my life visiting family in the GTA, I find myself cheering for Toronto's teams when they aren't playing Detroit. I think it's crazy that one of the biggest cities in North America doesn't have its own football team. If Toronto was to start an NFL franchise and you were in charge of picking the mascot and the team colors, what would they be? Thanks and congrats on another season. You guys always manage to bring the laughs and the best stories from the guests. Keep killing it and hopefully see you guys in T-Dot for the next Bunt Jam. Cheers, Michael.
Hell yeah, what a legendary email.
Epic
question. I'm sorry, but this time you brought the laughs with the Super Bowl prediction.
Disrespect.
I'm sorry, that was funny though.
We thought he would. I mean, he had a case.
We were all devastated when they lost that game, like straight up.
Who'd they lose to again? Oh, Washington?
Yeah. That was like...
That was fucked.
Everyone had that penciled into their parlay, man. That was insane.
That's just a war of attrition, man. They just ran out of steam. Didn't have the boys to get the job done. No disrespect to Jaden Daniels. That's a baller right there.
Yeah. Defense was obliterated. Okay, our colors, man. This would be like the dopest thing ever if Toronto ever got an NFL team.
Yeah, I don't think it will ever happen.
Yeah,
and the border doesn't make sense. The taxes, the TV deals. There's so much that does not make sense. I don't think a better question. You think they can ever expand more? The way the divisions and everything is lined up, it's so perfectly laid out. I would think that we'd have to get a team. Like they should send us the New York Jets.
Real talk.
Because they already have a New York team.
We'll take that curse
stinks,
on. Yeah.
You know? So just spare us one of them. And then, you know, we're in the AFC East. It makes sense.
Or send us the Chargers or something.
Yeah, one of those extra
they would never
LA
want to
teams.
come here. Yeah, they'd never want to come.
Geographically, that would not make sense. Well, they could mix it up, but I don't think they'll ever expand. But for me, it's got to be blue and white. I like when a city, all the teams are the same color. Like the Raptors are cool, purple and black, but I think they should have been blue and white.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be pretty nice on a football jersey. The sad part about all this is that we have a football team, but I don't think Dono or I has ever watched.
When they're in the Grey Cup, we turn it on during commercials or something.
We tried to watch it that one time together, and
I just don't understand the rules.
Yeah.
So,
was there another part?
Oh, you don't want to pick a color and a mascot?
Oh, we got the color mascot. Let's go with a cheetah, and we got all types of fast players, and that's kind of our thing.
All right, better question for you. The people don't know this, but me, Seifa, and Ants One have had a long-standing disagreement on what's more important to a football team, the quarterback or the coach. Me and Seifa side with the talent-based quarterback. Ants One believes the coach can balance out the talent of a roster. So we're going to go fantasy draft for our NFL franchise. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Hurts, Jackson have already been taken. Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, and both the Harbaughs also been taken. Pick your quarterback and coach.
Holy shit. I need like a list in front of me. Hold on. Coach. I will go. Okay, we just got to kind of go fast so we don't put the listeners to sleep, but fuck. Damn, both the Harbaughs gone. Who just killed it? All right, let me just go Nick Sirianni, even though he was on the hot seat. Turned it around.
That's a crazy turn of events for him.
New coordinators, the whole bit. I think they lost 3 games this entire season. I'll just go with Nick Sirianni and his over the top fucking attitude.
And at quarterback,
I'm gonna go. Just need to look at the standings real quick. Oh, Jaden Daniels, let's go. The future's too bright.
Just so we don't double it up, I'm gonna go with Mike McDaniel. Seems like that guy can coach anybody. Oh wait, no.
What?
What's the Minnesota coach's name?
Oh, that's what Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell, yeah.
Yo,
no, not the Miami
on
guy.
The hot seat.
That guy's on the yayo down there, man. The way he's changed. Kevin O'Connell and CJ Stroud. Bring those two to T-Dot, and I think that's a good start.
Damn, I like that. That's a better coach for sure, I would say.
All right, hit us with the next one.
All right, next up, we got an email from Alex Boo. What up, guys? What do you think about people that get super mad while warming up at the skate park? I saw a guy today that started warming up doing backside 360s over the hip. He bailed the first one and started screaming super hard, and then threw his board through the park. Shout out Roll Coulter Hattingen. Much love, Boo.
Massive shout out. Yeah, people just getting mad in general can obviously throw off any sort of session. We've obviously grown up and seen people go through phases where they get mad for a bit and then they don't. But yeah, it's tough to be around skating, people getting mad, especially at a skate park. But, you know, everyone has their days. But if it's someone who does it all the time, that's tough, man.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I had my phase like back in the shred days. Yeah. When I was like at my most consistent, you know, my theory about like the better you are at skating, the more you lose your mind when things aren't working out.
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
When I was at my most consistency and I would like fall on some shit, it was just like, just lose it for, and like thinking back on it, I'm like, that's pretty whack. But I've been, since I've been there and been that guy, I've seen you be that guy too at times.
Bro, I still get mad, man.
Yeah, no, we do, but not like back in the day. Like,
no, I'll just, if I'm filming something and like literally everything I film takes me hours, if
no,
not
that's different. Yeah,
2 times. Like I'll yell fuck every now and then. Like it is what it is.
No, that's different. You've never been like the guy who's warming up screaming, actually. Like, I definitely remember being kind of a little whack like that at shred for like a winter maybe. Yeah. But well, yeah, it's annoying.
I tried to do that thing where, you know, where you warm up and you go through doing every single trick, like 50, back 50, front 5. Oh, bro, nothing will drive an inconsistent skater more insane than that. And I'm a model of inconsistency, so...
Yeah. Alex Boo, all you can do is, I don't know if that dude was your homie. Seems like it was a random dude. You just got to hope that homie grows out of it eventually.
Yeah. But that sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we've got an email from Yo Queen Medina. Hey, Bunt Boys. I'm writing this while watching the college football championship between Ohio State and Notre Dame. Personally, I think college football is more entertaining and competitive. I was wondering what your thoughts are on it, and if you'd consider covering it in the rundown. Thanks a lot. We've long said we don't have enough mental space to bring on another sports to cover or just watch in general. But I was going to propose this to you because I watched a bit of this game as well, and it was damn near one of the more entertaining games of the year. We got to start watching Alabama.
Pick one team?
Let's cover Alabama. For our boy Hardy, that was his, you know, he loved that team. I think we should do that.
I'm down.
We're bringing on Alabama fandom.
All right. Sold. Say less. I kind of love that. Yeah, for me, for college sports in general, it's just a quick turnover. Like, I don't have the capacity to track new kids every time and one and dones and shit. Like basketball, like, how the hell do you even like fall in love with the team? You know, unless you're from there.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we got an email from Kenny R. Best style with the worst kits and worst style with the best kits.
Really hard question. Maybe we should skip it.
Yeah, because that will take a long time to try and think of.
Our brains are suffering already. Can you think of one and I'll think of the other? Really good style, bad kits.
And then I'll try and think of worst style, best kits.
Okay.
Oh, that's tough. I feel like it's usually bad kit, bad style.
Yeah, and I feel like the kit makes the style a lot of the time nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Pass this one, bro.
Yeah, sorry. Good question, but that's one we would need like at least an hour to think about.
I need a week.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got an email from Philip Sawatsky. Or Sawatsky, my bad. What's up, Safa and Dono? Phil from Madison, Wisconsin here. I have heard this topic briefly discussed on the podcast before, but not sure it's been in the post office yet. To me, some high-level kookery is having a speaker at the skate park. No one wants to hear your jams, and if you're going to kook it that way, just put in your bunt pods. There are some top-level offenders here where I live, and I just wanted to hear your guys' opinion on the topic. Thanks again for everything and making my days at work go by in a breeze.
So, I feel like, sometimes at a skate park, an outdoor skate park, I agree. I don't want one person, because there could be so many different people there. One person just playing this music it could annoy you. Indoor skate park, you got to have music. Road trip, and you're driving around in a van with your homies, a lot of the time you got a big speaker and you're coming with the tunes. So I feel the pain, but I can't say it's kookery because I've been an offender multiple times. Well, I'll give you an example. Remember when we were in Vancouver and we went on that hike with Sluggo, and our boy Six was blaring tunes from a speaker on a hiking trail? That's a no-no.
Yeah, that was
skate park. I'll let it go.
It's like the most peaceful, beautiful walk in North Van. Like we're in like some epic forest going on like a really nice secluded waterfall, and this guy's just got the tunes blaring. Like everyone walking by is just like, what the fuck? Yeah, so that's a no-no for sure. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. The fact that like when we go on a road trip, we just stop caring.
Start to finish, we have a speaker.
Yeah. But then at Dunbat, if there's music playing, I'm just like, it doesn't bother me, but I'm just like,
yeah,
unnecessary. Although I remember doing it once, but I think it was just me and you there, and it was a new little speaker that we gotten. And then like
that was last summer.
Yeah, and only when we were at my bike you could hear it.
Yeah,
because it was like I was trying to show you the new speaker's power, which was minimal. But I don't think I've ever done it other than that.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was fine. It was just me and you and maybe like, I don't know, a couple other people that couldn't hear it if they weren't sitting next to my bike. Yeah, so we tend to agree, but there's also exceptions.
That one lives in a gray area. Better question. Would you rather skate with someone that has headphones on or just listen to their speaker playing out loud?
Speaker for days.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I hate headphone skaters. All right. Next up, we've got an email from Dylan LaGrange. Let me hear the ghost. Hit us with a Nico Pena.
That's it.
That's it.
Nico Pena.
All right. I got another one here.
Let's hear it.
This one might be too long. Oh, it's actually good. All right. Next up, we got an email from Axel Anderson. Told myself I would never email you guys again after I woke up to a Safari tab about a year ago saying, email sent to the Bunt, and you guys never read it. Probably good you didn't, because I don't remember. But anyways, I know you boys are close with Davis, and I'm watching Boondoggle right now. As a Minnesota skater, I just want to know where that DIY spot is. Feel like I saw some media where he talks about it being a joke with the homies, and they don't show it to certain homies because he really wants to know the spot, and then he finally sees it and is disappointed. I can't find the YouTube vid, and maybe I'm that homie now. Is it in White Bear Lake? Just a guess. Anyways, keep up the heat, boys. Love the interviews and all that extra shit, such as the random skater segment. P.S. Dono, if you had to make a Luka-type trade in the NHL, what would it be? Curious what you think would be on that same level in NHL terms. I know your ass doesn't want to see Matthews traded. LOL. All the best, boys, and go wild. I just wanted to read this one because Seifa went to his first NHL game a few weeks back, or maybe 1 week back, or whenever that was. And he has a new favorite NHL player he'd like to unveil to the world.
Oh, now I'm embarrassed because I just realized I don't even know his first name. Yo, first of all, shout out to Sean Malto. He brought me and Davis. Did he just mention Davis in that email?
Yep.
Me and Minnesota Davis, the legend, and Malto's lovely fiance Brittany. He brought us to the game. LA Kings against the Dallas Stars. Could not have asked for a better first experience. I think it was no team was ever up more than a goal. I think it went like 1-1 or 1-1, 2-1, whatever, all the way to 4-4, went to OT. Ooh. Kings scored a goal in OT that got reviewed and called off. So we went crazy, had to rein it back in. Shootout, boom. They won in a shootout. We were going crazy. We were drunk as hell. It was so fun. Fifth row. Thank you, Mackie at Cons. And my guy on the Kings, I just heard he's Canadian too. and I think he's like mixed like me. So I was like, yo, that guy. And then his name he goes by the name of Byfield, but what's his first name?
Quentin
Byfield, my new favorite NHL player. Big shout out. Davis told me he's a beast and was drafted 2nd overall last year or something.
Yep. Very highly touted prospect coming in. Canadian. Gotta love that too. Quentin Byfield.
Newmarket or something, right? And
something like that.
Everything lined up. My last favorite player in the NHL was fucking Peter Sikora. Like from like the 98 Devils, that range. So it's about time I have a new guy.
You're good for like 10, 15 years with Quentin Byfield.
Let's go, baby.
Playing in a marquee market like the Kings.
And
Luke.
So he's on one of my teams because I got 4 teams: the Canadians, the Kings, the Dark Knights, and the Devils.
The Golden Knights. Yeah. You got all sorts of teams. You started to trend towards the Oilers for a couple years in the playoffs.
No. Hell no.
Luka trade in NHL terms, I would say this is similar. Luka playing in Dallas, I would say it's similar to Jack Hughes playing in New Jersey. Jack Hughes, budding superstar, entering the prime years, trading him to something like the New York Rangers or the Montreal Canadiens, like into a big market, desperate for a star like that. So I'd say it'd be Jack Hughes.
Nice. And since you got me telling stories, why don't you tell your story? Because you just came up about just meeting Austin Matthews about a week ago as well.
Austin Matthews, favorite player. I didn't know who was more excited, me or my 4-year-old son, to meet the Maple Leafs. But yeah, we play shinny, me and my son, every Saturday morning, 12 to 2. And then one day we just went over to the rink and the whole Maple Leaf squad was just there playing shinny. No cameras, no crowd, nothing. And when I say the squad, I mean Matthews, Nylander, Domi, Riley, Marner, Nyes, 15, Pacioretty, Reeves, just playing shinny with their buddies. This was unreal experience. They all took the time to take a photo with my son, and I don't know who was happier, me or him. It was
so sick. Yeah. Just at the local ice rink too. That's the best part.
There was literally 5 to 6 people there watching. Like no one knew what was going on, and they were playing for over an hour. It was crazy. They must have just wanted. There was a cop there in case shit got out of hand, because it can in Toronto. But stayed calm, and it was awesome. All right, that's going to wrap up the off-season edition of the Post Office. Get your emails, voice notes, and videos into the buntlive@gmail.com. New season coming. ASAP Rocky, man.
In the works, baby.
All right, while we're here, let's hit him with a little rundown. The Skateboard World Source for Sports, Super Bowl edition. Just tell us about your Super Bowl experience, man. The curse. Are you the curse now from Sean? Are you allowed back?
Are you kidding me? There's like 100 people there. Back? Bro, I actually said that a couple times. He's like, no, it's not you. Like, there's obviously, we know me flying down had nothing to do with the game. That was just disgraceful. I will say, I went to LA to visit my sister and go watch the Super Bowl at Malto's, and it was one of the funnest, best house parties I've ever been to in my life. And even the result of that game, because it was like 90% KC fans, even the result of that game couldn't ruin such a fun day. But damn, the party ended with like Malto singing sad songs on karaoke and like,
oh my God,
fake crying. Like it was.
Well, they had a chance to do something no one's ever done. The three-peat would have been absolutely spectacular, but just outmatched, man.
Yeah,
just
top
outmatched.
To bottom.
They own the line, offensive and defensive, just absolutely dominant. Jalen Hurts did his thing, and they shut down Saquon, and they made Hurts beat him, and he did. So, what do you do about that?
Yeah, there's nothing. It really reminded me of the Tampa Bay Super Bowl a few years back when I think they put up 3 field goals. The Chiefs.
Is this the recipe to beat the Kansas City Chiefs? Own the line. Because they're about to enter cap hell. It's going to be tough for the Chiefs moving forward. I mean, they obviously have Mahomes and what's left of Travis Kelce. But,
yeah. I can't remember when we where we were in the season, because there's so many games that we didn't get to talk about, like all the way up. But
I got two GOAT debates we need to get into, man. So obviously the lesser of the two evils, Kelsey and the Gronk. Like,
see, this is what I hate.
Performance by Kelsey,
Gronk,
bro.
When Gronk was at the tail end of his career and you were still saying he's the man, and Kelsey was right in his prime, like, it was so easy for me to win every argument. But recency bias is so harsh.
That was
sports.
awful.
It
was awful. An awful season.
But,
and then you match it with an even worse Super Bowl. He wasn't even trying half the time. There's highlighted clips of him, and he'll just not even try. He can't block. Like, at least the tight end in the final stage of his career, if you're not catching anything, you have to block. He's not even trying.
I understand, but
Did Taylor Swift change the man for good?
He won the Super Bowl with her as wifey last year, and he was incredible. He was incredible in the playoffs. He was incredible last playoffs, and he had 117 yards like a few weeks ago. And then the last two games, a no-show, but he's like, what, 30? He's like my age, I think. He's like 35 or a little younger.
So who are you taking in their prime? The Gronk or Kelsey?
Depends what your team needs. If you need more of a receiver, I'm taking Kelsey. If you need a better blocker, I'll probably go Gronk. But like, I'm not
Have
about
you
to
seen
just
the Gronk's receiving?
Yes,
Remember what he used to do to the Steelers?
Yes.
Like a one-man show.
And what about Kelsey to the Chargers, man? This guy will have like 3 TD games, OT, fucking walk-off.
He's been
teams.
great. He's been great.
It. Nah, this is all the Gronk
that might
people
be
are,
the
feel
closest
like this is
one.
their time to fucking
It is.
come
it's
back.
our time to get back. And did the Gronk on the halftime show when he was like, "We'll see if they can make a change. Or we'll see if they have anything compared to what the Patriots had." That little jab he hit them with was just ruthless. But I think that's the closest of the two. Like, those two neck and neck, obviously played a little bit different style, but in their prime, completely unstoppable. It was just sad to see. It seemed like the Chargers or the Chiefs kind of gave up a little, you know?
Well, I feel like when you're lying, like, I don't know. I would imagine when you feel like you're just getting moved around that easily, the whole team picks up on that, and it kind of sucks. Because when it was 17-10 or 17-0, it already felt like, oh shit. But really, it was really over when it went to 34-0. I mean, it was already over.
Crazy score,
but
bro.
Yeah.
When Sirianni went to Kellen Moore and he's like, "We can end him right here."
Yeah, it was already over. Basically, when they got the ball back, to start the second half and didn't score a touchdown on that drive, it was over.
Yeah, but they made no adjustments, too. It didn't seem like they were trying to get the ball out of Mahomes' hands quicker. Like, Mahomes was taking sacks he could have maybe thrown it away on. The interceptions were bad. It just looked like they, in the first quarter, were like, whoa, we're severely outmanned here.
Yeah, I feel like it's rare that you actually learn something epic from Stephen A, or like a fun stat. Usually it's more just for the entertainment, the Stephen A shit. But he had a stat before the Super Bowl, because he picked the Eagles, that the defensive line of Philly weighed an average of 27 more pounds than the O-line of the Chiefs. And he's like, yo, like, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah. So the other GOAT bait, obviously, Mahomes and Brady. I feel like Mahomes bought himself 5 years of consistently, like, I'm the GOAT.
Oh, for sure. Well, you know what? If the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl next year, and they won, let's just say, and it just picks right back up. But that debate for now is definitely like, there's nothing to talk about.
Stick a fork in it, man. Fuck. That was a tough game. Not what you wanted in the Super Bowl. Not at all.
If you're gonna lose, and if I'm gonna fly all the way to fucking LA to watch the game, like, just give us a game. Like, let us lose a close game. The Chiefs are addicted to drama to the last second. So it was so surprising to see.
Yeah, you wanted that. Like, even like last year was such an exciting Chiefs win.
Yeah. All three of their wins have been nail biters. Remember the first one they were gonna lose, and then that bomb to Tyreek against the 49ers, and then fucking Garoppolo still had a chance and overthrew, I can't remember who now, but
Jimmy
you remember
G.
that? It was so close.
Aside from the Eagles, who obviously unreal team, unreal season, Saquon getting his first, just absolutely epic. Who was the biggest winner of these NFL playoffs?
Outside of the teams in the Super Bowl?
Well, yeah.
Or even Super Bowl teams?
No. Outside of the Eagles, who's the biggest winner?
Oh, it's Jaden Daniels, man. No other like team had any kind of story like that. He got the furthest as a rookie. That was actually incredible, and like kind of sad when they lost. Like I feel like so many people just jumped on that wagon because it was so exciting.
And then the Eagles just beat them down too.
Yeah, but it wasn't really Jaden's fault. Like they fucking Eckler's turnover. Some of the turnovers were horrible. Didn't they have a kick return turnover too? Like they actually put up 20-something points not in garbage time, unlike the Chiefs. That like that late 22 points was a joke.
It didn't count. It was 34-0. The game ended 34-0. It was just an absolute wrap. I'm all out of sports talk, man. You got anything? Before
we got
wrap.
the new NBA All-Star game format today. Let's see if that's not a joke. Early in the season, I said Houston, they were in third place, and I said it wasn't for real, but they've shut me up. They're actually like an elite team in the West. Orlando, they did come back to reality, mostly due to injuries, but actually looking forward to second
we didn't
half
even
of the
talk
NBA
about
season.
Luka.
Oh,
with Mike Mo a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We touched on it a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I'm a little bit nervous, but I still think OKC, 8 teams up in the West. It's theirs to lose. And Denver, 8-game winning streak. They were kind of so to start the year, but Jamal Murray's gone crazy recently. He just had 55, and yeah.
What about the Spurs with Fox?
And they won their first game barely against a shit team, and then they've been losing like games they shouldn't. So it felt like, oh my God, they're about to go on a streak. It hasn't happened yet. I really hope they string some wins together because I have Fox on both my fantasy teams and Wemby on one. So I don't want them to start tanking at the end, which there's nothing worse in fantasy basketball.
When they start sitting people. What about Jimmy Butler to the Warriors?
Woo! 3-1.
It's working out?
Yeah. You know how he has Big Face Coffee?
No.
He has a coffee shop. So Nick, our boy Nick Katz, was devastated when he got traded and he kept getting suspended because Big Face Coffee is like right next to Andrew. And when he was suspended, he would just be there making Nick his coffees every day. So Nick was like so sad about the whole Heat situation and losing his like neighbor who like always comes to the shop and his coffee buddy. But I couldn't be happier because nothing was making me more frustrated than seeing one of my favorite players ever just kind of whittle into irrelevance. So now they've won 3 of 4 games since Jimmy got there. Should be 4 for 4 actually. Should have beaten Dallas. So excited for the second half. Draymond said they're all rejuvenated, and that's another fun player in the West. And when I was in LA, I went to this ice cream shop with Clark, and they had a Big Face Coffee ice cream, and I was so hyped and confused. And I made sure it was actually the Jimmy thing, and I had to eat that. Real nice.
And were there any other trades? Any other big ones?
Oh my God. Did you not hear who we got?
Oh, we got B.I.
We got Brandon Ingram.
And signed him.
Signed him to a 3-year deal, going nowhere fast. Hopefully I'm wrong, but like classic old school Raptors from when we were younger, where we'd sign. He's still young enough, but remember we signed like Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
Big time star. We get him when he's like fucking 38 or something and no gas left. He's probably younger, but like Rudy Gay, like we would always just sign the names like past their prime.
Yeah, trying to like
make
tickets.
a splash. Yeah. So at least Biaz, I think he's only 26 to 28 range. Like, but he's always hurt. I actually looked it up. He hasn't played more than 64 games since his rookie season, or 65. Like, he's played 40 games multiple times. He's injured right now. Like, it's just, I don't know what the vision is, man. Mediocrity.
Yeah, it looks like it. The U.S. and Canada played in the Four Nations Cup last night, and it was potentially the greatest hockey game of my life.
It was 2-1 for the U.S. when I checked in, and I forgot to check in again.
Yeah.
So
the U.S. ended up winning 3-1.
No.
Yeah, we lost. But, like, potentially the greatest game and the most talent I've seen on ice since Sidney Crosby scored the golden goal in the Olympics 2010 in Vancouver. Wow. But the game started with 3 straight fights. Like, these teams have been waiting to play each other for so long. There's some hatred and there's some pride. And this is what the NHL traded their All-Star game for. So I can't applaud them any more than this is. People thought, and Davis especially, the number one sports hater in the world, Davis Torgerson, thought this was going to be a glorified exhibition match. I tried to place a bet with him, and he said he wanted no part of it because it wasn't going to be good. And, you know, the expectation was set high for a Saturday night in February, U.S. versus Canada, and these players just blew that expectation out of the water. We're talking Matthew Tkachuk versus Brandon Hagel off the drop. Hagel says that Tkachuk challenged him, and he was like, there's no way I'm not fighting this guy. And then Tkachuk's brother wants some. Brady goes Sam Bennett, and then JT Miller goes Colton Parayko. Just absolutely insane. You know, the people who don't like fights in hockey, I get it. Like, you know, it's the only place on earth where you can bare knuckle box and not go to jail, or at least have a court date. But this was perfect for us hockey fans anyways. It was unreal. And then the game went underway. McDavid opens the scoring, and then from there, the U.S. just shut us down, man. The defense they have on the U.S. side, just unreal. Wicked depth, wicked goalie, and we couldn't get to the net, couldn't create any more chances. We made 2 small mistakes, and the U.S. capitalized. But if we beat Finland on Monday in Boston, which I hope to God we do, sets us up for a rematch with the U.S. Thursday night in Boston this time.
What?
Which could be an even bigger game. So fingers crossed we get the job done against Finland.
So wait, it's a mini tournament that they have.
Mini tournament.
Oh, that's wicked.
So the All-Star game, obviously, in all leagues is bogus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just people don't even want to go. They'd rather go on vacation with their families. Like, for years, Ovechkin's been faking injuries to not go to the All-Star game. Like, he hates the shit. So and we haven't been in the Olympics for a long time. So the NHL created this 4 Nations Cup: U.S., Canada, Sweden, Finland. Russia obviously left out for obvious reasons. Some international and political things going on. It sucks that Russia's not there because they would be a favorite as well. They're an absolute powerhouse. But yeah, the 4 teams each play each other once, and then the 2 teams with the highest record play in the finals.
Damn,
so
that's so fun.
It's unreal. People thought and were worried that, you know, it was going to be just like a friendly all-star game, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, nothing too serious. But to start the game with 3 straight fights, they hate each other.
Yeah, you get that nationalist pride going.
And the U.S. team said that they had a group chat going yesterday morning before the game, and they planned those fights out. They wanted that shit. They were going to challenge, and the Canadians stepped up. And, like, these are all-stars who don't necessarily always fight. But when you put that sweater on, and it's Canada versus America.
Oh, I love that.
Woo!
Bro, classic Davis, glass half empty.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like, you have to have, like, you just can't hope for the best. He always hopes for the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I hope my Minnesota Wild players don't get injured in the tournament. Meanwhile, I'm screaming, like, kill Austin Matthews just for this week only, you know?
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
It was an unreal game, and I just hope we get a rematch.
All right. If we do, I might have to tune in. Would that be the finals?
You got to tune in. That would be the finals. Thursday night, 8
Sick.
o'clock from Boston.
Sick.
Yeah, half the games were in Montreal, and now the final couple games are in Boston. So they had George St. Pierre introduce Team Canada yesterday. Like, it's been perfect. It's been perfect.
Bro, come on, NBA. You know what to do, man.
Yeah. Well, NBA, they ain't fighting in the NBA. But
I know, but just some effort today would be nice. We'll see.
Yeah. Hopefully they take some pride. That's it, man.
Love it. Delivered the people. Little off season. Now Saturday, don't forget.
Your Duck Dynasty right here. If you in those duck blinds, if you fucking doing anything outdoorsy, you need one of these, man. Skating. If you're skating, you need one of these.
Real shit.
All right, y'all. That's gonna wrap up this off-season special post office rundown. You know what the fuck it is, man. Head to thebuntlive.com. Get yourself some clothes. So tell them when.
Saturday, February 22nd, 7 p.m. EST on our site, but in skate shops all day. So get there.
Let's fucking do it, man.